back in the Bahamas, you were just so happy to be playing rounds again, and just talking about how you wanted reps and reps. When do you think you got to a point where now you feel like you're close to where you are now? Like, when did it kind of turn the corner?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a conscious effort. I mean, it's even though I've had some pretty good rounds and some nice stretches this week, it's still compared to 22 when I was kind of just putting things in cruise control and contending in majors. There's still pretty big changes. I mean, I used to time things up with my hands really well, throughout the golf swing, but it wasn't really that great on my back. And now I'm a lot more rotary, swinging more horizontal. I've got both feet kind of flared out, which helps with, not kind of locking up both hips so I can get a bigger turn. I feel really good physically, most importantly, but it's like I said, it's just going to take a little bit of time to get used to it. And I think being in contention is that's how you find out where you're at.
Do all those changes, does those have any kind of mental change in how you handle around, how you attack a course?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of just really making sure that I get the feels behind the ball, before I walk into a shot. I don't want to be standing over a shot trying to get, having any swing thoughts and just try to get over it, think box, play box type thing. And so really it's been really nice to, really try to hone these feels and overdo them in the practice swings and then get over it and just go from there.
Do we see you looking at the TV a bit, I guess? How do you feel about kind of getting contention a little bit and what you think you might need to kind of keep up tomorrow?
Yeah, just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, Pat's playing some really good golf. It's, again, this is, even though that this golf course, like I said, the greens are the fastest I've ever seen them, and there have been a couple really small changes to the greens to add a couple of new pins. I mean, it's still got some teeth to it. I mean, you can't really fake it around this place. So, I got away with a couple of really bad tee shots today and ended up making a few birdies and a few really nice pars out of it. But I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and whatever it adds up to, it is what it is.
The other day, I know you said no pain and you feel great, but is the recovery different maybe, or now that you're back, is there anything you're doing post round that maybe you wouldn't have done before?
It's just a little bit longer. If any of us go play golf for 3 weeks in a row and we were to go see a chiropractor, if you're a right-hander, the left shoulder's going to get higher, the right's going to go this way. The difference is with me is that could lead to something in my lower back, and so I've just got to be really careful and make sure I go through all the protocols after the round. It's really been, pretty much like I said. I mean, I know guys say this a lot, but for me, it really has been a team effort this week between Landon loosening up my right hip a little bit and my neck to get me turning around the corner a little bit better. And, Josh kind of found a little something in my setup, and I've been texting Troy back home. So it's been a full team effort, and I've actually got my sports psychologist out here today, so that was kind of fun. So I told him my scoring average with him around 64.5, so he's gonna need to start traveling a little bit more.
Yeah.
Your putting stats are very good this week. I think you're 7th in putting. Mm-hmm. With this new style, was it like I'm going to give myself X amount of months? Has it been like you're committed to it for a certain amount of time, or are you just kind of going with how it feels?
Yeah, I mean the full story is I was going to be after one of my surgeries, I was going to be in the hospital for a couple days, and so I was kind of just looking around. I was right around the time that Lucas was going on a tear. And I had already ordered an arm lock from them, and then they ended up sending me a couple of broomsticks, and I had 5 months before I was able to hit balls. So, really just being able to go out and just kind of screw around with it. It probably took 3 to 4 months to kind of figure out the blueprint for it, but it's just so simple. I mean, I get my setup correct and make sure my eyes are over the ball, and I just rock the shoulders. I mean, and that's something that, simple is really good, and that's the same thing with the full swing. Even though there's changes, it's just simplicity. We don't need to overwork or overthink things. It's just, commit to what we're doing and see what it adds up to.
I noticed also that your left hand is like very far from your chest.
Yeah.
Like some people, you almost can't tell.
Yeah.
Was that a conscious decision to be like, we're not even going to go anywhere close?
No, I tried the longer ones, and I actually didn't like them. It gets me, since it's a little bit shorter, it gets me a little bit more over the ball. But yeah, I hear plenty of guys talking about broomstickers being maybe a little too close to their chest, but
you don't have that problem.
No, I mean, I know I'm pretty wiry, and I might have a drapey, pull over on or something like that, and someone might make a comment. But it's a full 5-6 inches away. It's just whatever works, and it's just what felt good.
Psychologically, kind of what are the challenges of returning to playing Sunday golf after being away for a while?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I've missed. So, I mean, this is, go out and play with joy and enjoy being in one of my favorite golf courses that we play on tour. I mean, this is my favorite regular season event that we have year in, year out. It was the first PGA Tour event I ever played in 2015 after winning the showcase, and, it's a pretty special place. So, if anything, whatever happens tomorrow, it is what it is. But, I'm really excited of where I'm trending, and, number one is always making sure that I'm peaking for the majors, and I think we're pretty far ahead of schedule.
Do you typically not get nervous before weekend rounds or anything like that?
No, I mean, I think the part that's funny is I sleep terrible on Sunday nights after the tournament, regardless of if I'm in contention or if I win. So I always find that funny, that I sleep great Saturday night, no matter if I'm in the lead or final group of a major or whatever. But Sunday, I'll be up till 4 or 5 a.m., just wired, just trying to get the adrenaline to kind of calm down. And so we got some work to do tomorrow to go get this one.
I guess you'd rather have it that way.
Yeah.
Well, back to the putting just for a quick second. When you talked 3 to 4 months of finding the blueprint, how did you find it? Is that trial and error? YouTube?
A lot of trial and error.
Okay.
I talked to Sam, the CEO from Lab, a little bit about the different ways of how guys use it. The real blueprint that I think the guys that have switched to that really like it are the ones that are kind of copying Adam Scott. And so I feel like that's basically, I've tried different head weights, I tried different lengths, but like I said, I had 5 months basically before I was even able to hit a golf ball. So going out and messing around, and say if one day it was terrible, well, so what? Come back the next day and try something different. So, we've still looked at, other options too. I mean, I love what I'm doing. There's no question about it. But, I think it's, like I said, it's just been something that's just simplified everything that I'm doing. I mean, I just make sure that my eyes are over the ball and I just rock it, and that putter's working straight up and down. And pretty much on a straight line. So I think the biggest change really is just trying to get comfortable with the speed of the greens, especially putting with that heavy of a head. Mm-hmm. Putting on really, really fast greens, the ball is going to shoot off the face pretty hard. And so I feel like, maybe before if I had a putt that was, 2 feet downhill, I'm maybe looking closer to 4 now just to be comfortable with it, and I can be more confident with the stroke.
And then I'm just curious, since every person who's spoken to the press this week says Riviera is their favorite course, do you have a second favorite?
Oh, man. Memphis.
Okay. So we'll ask you in Memphis, what's your favorite course, and it'll be St.
Yeah, probably Memphis, but yeah, no, Memphis in here always. I mean, this was my first tour event I ever played in, so it's special no matter what.
Will the TV cameras used to, when you were putting with your other putters before, they used to focus on those low shots, and there was kind of that path difference. Did you focus on correcting that path, or did this putter correct that?
It kind of did it to itself. I mean, any time that I got really off, especially with the short ones, I was really struggling with my back. I kept it rather quiet for about 2 years, that I was kind of battling it week in, week out. Even through 22 when I went on my run, hopping out of a car at the U.S. Open in the final group, I mean, I was hurting pretty bad, but, I'm not going to say anything about it. So, like I said, this one using big muscles just makes it so easy. Yeah. But, it's still, like I said, it took me 5-6 months of work. So, I mean, if guys say like, hey, this is something that's, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, like, it doesn't mean that it's, better for somebody else. It's just, like I said, I personally, I wouldn't call having the back surgery lucky, but having that time off to just work on it made it really easy.
And you made a couple of long ones this week. Earlier in the week, you made some long ones. I mean, how good does that feel as far as getting that speed down? And were lengthy putts an adjustment
Yeah, definitely. I think because, like I said, my eyes are or basically my neck is 90 degrees over the ball, and so when I'm looking up at a putt and I'm looking at something from 50 feet and you're looking at it with your left eye, it looks like it's 100 yards away. So we've been spending a lot of time at home working on, lag putting, and, so far it's paid off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.